to end the media availability, guys, we have to talk about Bruce. We got to talk about Bruce. Please let's talk about Bruce.
Okay. Now I need to make sure that this market knows and this fan base knows that his nickname is Gabby.
Yeah.
And I will be doing everything in my power to solely refer to my new favorite head coach as Gabby, because holy shit does, you know what? We're not saying somebody's a better coach or a worse coach. They're a different coach. It's a different approach. It's a fresh people. He had the Norm Jewison media room laughing today.
Yeah.
People were having fun. And it was such a relief. And it's always like this when you bring a new coach in, but just hearing him, how he was talking to players. Bruce Boudreau comes in late last night. They got a morning skate that morning. He's thrown into the mix and he gets to work, and he's a personable guy. He gets a lot out of his players, and he just starts interacting with his players. And he talks about having a conversation with Brock Besser. And it's everything that a new coach needs to say to a guy that's struggling. Hey, you used to light us up when I was coaching Minnesota. You're always shooting. Your debut game was against us. You got 2 goals or 2 points or whatever it was. You're always shooting. All you got to do is shoot, kid.
Dude, I at one point I fully expected Bruce Boudreau to go over to Brock Besser with a note that read, "You are Brock Besser," like the Canucks, like the Simpsons thing. It's just,
always remember.
You remember. You are Lisa.
Just hold up a mirror.
Yeah,
you're so pretty.
You're so pretty. Look at you. It's like, yeah, remember when you scored a lot? You
Why
always
are you
scored.
doing
You know
that?
that was you, right? And he's like, yeah, that was me. He was incredibly delightful. And it just seemed like it's the juxtaposition with Travis, where Travis had to play that media game. This felt like Bruce could have cracked open like a Miller Lite and was just like, hey guys, what's up? And everyone, as soon as he came on, this wasn't like a Torts thing where you feel Torts' presence and you're like,
welcome to the hot zone, brother.
Welcome to the pain dome, bitch. Like, it's like, no. It's like, where's my Murphy bed? No, this was Bruce like coming out and just speaking like speaking very honestly, but very, very like straightforward. Not talking about like massive ideas, just being like, hey, let's get it'd be cool. Let's get a forecheck. Let's just try getting a forecheck. Also, we'll just start from there. And we got he made that one analytics joke,
which was great.
Great. And yeah, it was just really delightful. And it just seemed, not only when he came in to kind of calm things down, all the media people calmed down.
Yeah.
As soon as the media people calmed down, the fans calmed down. Everyone for a second was just like in this zone, and it was great.
Like as a fan, when he was talking about like, man, you can't dwell or focus on, how many games out. You can't focus on, you got to win 12 in a row. It's like, let's look at winning the week. Let's win like 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3. Win the week, win the next week. And then by January, oh man, we're 4 points out. Like, just, he put the fans in that positive, open-minded mindset. Like, imagine what that's going to do for the players who have just been gripping their sticks, trying to remember or recreate how to play hockey because nothing's working and nothing's fun. And if a jolly old man named Gabby, who loves eating Haagen-Dazs at 10 o'clock in the morning when Christmas shopping,
he does. It's a great clip.
And just says, guys, you're pretty good hockey players. There's a lot here. Let's just focus on the positives and let's have some fun playing hockey. It's going to resonate.
Yeah.
And then when it doesn't resonate, he's going to yell, he's going to swear, and he's going to do it for a reason. Not going to be Tortsy with his weird mind games.
He said it like
it's going to resonate.
He said it himself. Like he talked about how, in Washington, they had a big fast team and that they could play that hard forechecking game. Goes to Anaheim, big fast team, can play that forechecking game. Minnesota, more speed and skill. Same thing kind of worked, oddly. And he said, well, we're going to try that here. But if that doesn't work, we'll change it. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, fuck yeah. Yeah, let's just go out and how about this, guys? let's just go out and play some fucking hockey. As simple as that is, let's just go out and play some fucking hockey and let's see what happens. Let's go have some fun. We're playing with house money at this point. You know, if Bruce comes out and the only thing we get is Bruce like Gabby fucking pressers, where he comes out and he's like, well, yeah, man, that's crazy shit. I'm like, oh, okay, sick. Like, yeah, it's insane. The best thing that could have happened is him dropping that F-bomb at the end of the presser. It was the best thing, because everyone's like, yeah, I'm 35 or 40 years old. My knees hurt. This guy's awesome. It's like, yeah.
Oh, God, my goddamn fucking knees.
Dude, you know what it just tells me is that maybe they'll start having fun again. Maybe we'll start having fun again.
Yeah. Like, let's just go and just see what happens, man.
I don't remember a time doing this podcast when the Jim Benning cloud didn't hang over this team.
So when Arash showed up, we had fun podcasting for
a month.
You were a breath of fresh air.
You were our Gabby.
Yeah. And then a lot of stuff happened.
And then we'd start, and Arash, you had every right to feel this way, but every show would start the same. Arash, how you doing? I'm just so tired of all of this. I need to make an I'm tired montage.
Yeah, no.
You were,
absolutely.
And we all were. We had a whole episode last week trying to not focus on this team because there was no hope. Everything was gonna be the same. And then we're like, well, maybe they can not screw things up at the draft, or maybe they won't screw it up at the trade deadline.
Dude,
and you know what they would have done?
They every time.
Well, the thing that I'm thinking about it now, the thing that I remember now that I didn't before about the presser, going back to Stan for a second, he also pushed back and he said, like, I'm not here to just sit here. He's like, if I find a trade or I find a move, I'm going to push Francesco to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like, okay, sick. Like if this committee of 5 people are saying, hey, we can have an opportunity to get a pick or trade this person for this opportunity came up. Yeah, of course, kind of, Francesco has to sign off on it.
Yeah.
But again, imagine Francesco, like that committee of Stan Smeel, Doug Jarvis, Ryan Johnson, Daniel Henrik,
Chris Gear,
go to Francesco, and Francesco tells Stan Smeel and the Sedin twins no. Like, he's not gonna. He just got dadded in front of everyone. Like, Dad came out. Logan Royd came out, and he's like, "Oh, fuck off!" Like, he just totally Logan Royded. And
that's
Francesco's
a
there
group of
like
people
Kendall.
You feel like you would have more confidence and faith in to make a move that would bring some positivity.
Yeah, dude. The man, Steamer's worked every single job you could ever think about, and like, I'm pretty sure at one point he was like working the grill at the 300 section. Doing
you don't see someone trying to screw over Stan Smeel and the 2 Sedins.
No.
Yeah. Imagine how horrible you would have to be.
It's kind of crazy with Stan, because I feel like Stan might have finally found out how much power he holds, because he's like, wait a minute, you can't fire me. I'm Stan Smeel. The optics would be so bad for you.
Your dad won't let you.
Yeah, he's like, oh my God, I am a god. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, I mean, I wondered that about Trevor Linden, though.
I am here for a Stan Smeel dictatorship.
We are stands on this podcast.
Yeah, we are stands for Steamer.
And I hope that when just the impact he had and that passion he had, that you would just hope that he has a bit more of maybe a front-facing role. Because in the last 10 years, what do we see Stan Smeel as? He comes out wearing the flying V, and for puck drops or ceremonies. Like, this is somebody that's been with this team since he retired. He only played for this team. This is somebody that identifies with this team more than anybody else. And, I'm sure the Sedins do, but right now we're talking about Stan Smeel. You need people front facing in, that care about the team as much as he does. And I want to see more of Stan Smeel. And
they haven't had that. They haven't had the heart.
No,
he just looked like he had enough. He just looked like he's like, I just had enough.
Like everyone here, he's also a fan of this team.
Yeah. This stretch of 8 years not only broke the fan base, but seemingly like just caused Stan Smith to be like, no, this is enough.
Mm-hmm.
Like he said after the jersey toss, he got up and he said, I have to do more.
Right.
He said, I have to do more. It's evident that I have to do more here.
Right.
Thank God for Stan Smith. Thank God that he had the conviction and the courage to be like, all right, enough. This is what you need to do. Enough.
Right.
It's beautiful to see.
Yeah.
Couple closing remarks, little housekeeping on everything. Gabby was let go as coach of the Minnesota Wild after the bubble. I mean, he still had a pretty good showing in Minnesota, but Bill Guerin was brought in as general manager. He was brought in as general manager in the in the summer of 2019. So he was kind of looking for his choice as a head coach. So bit of a victim of circumstance for old Gabby, for old Bruce Boudreau. Couple of little numbers for you as we wrap up the Canucks and what has been a monumentous day of change. Early birthday present for Arash and myself. But
guys, like if you're listening to this, congratulations. Like congratulations. We got to the end of this and it was really tough. And there's no saying if this is going to be any better or any worse, but it's going to be different. And you can only this is a part where we can open up our hearts and open up a little bit of hope again. The media availability showed there were enough signs there that showed, okay, there's seemingly people can notice where the ship kind of went off the rails. And then one thing I wanted to add quickly, Ryan, because we haven't talked about it. Emily Kaplan, I believe Emily Kaplan also reported that the second year on Bruce Boudreau is an option.
That is correct.
So this is great in terms of bringing in a veteran coach that wants to be in the show, that wants to show that he still belongs, can handle another 60 games of this stuff. And that if he is successful and another GM comes in and sees that and keeps him on, like there's the possible, it's very flexible. There's no terms. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's see what happens. And let's see if we can enjoy ourselves.
Yeah, you have to respect the fact that he's betting on himself too. He's entered a show me contract. And that's nothing but positive because they kind of alluded to the idea that, well, if Claude Julien they wanted to bring Claude Julien, but he wanted term and he wanted this, and they weren't going to give it to him. And that's the right choice.
Amazing choice. Perfect choice. Yeah.
Here's a couple more pieces of information. Scott Walker comes in as the Canucks assistant coach.
Yeah.
He had a rather well-known tenure during the Messier years here. He's coming in to run the penalty kill, which thank God, because anybody could do a better job. He previously was head coach of the Guelph Storm. He was hired by the Canucks as a player development consultant, working with prospects. And he was the assistant coach.
Has he been in the organization already?
He has been, yeah, like within the last 5 years or so. So he left a very positive, lasting, presence with ownership. Okay. And he was the assistant coach of Canada's men's team under Willie D for the 2018 Winter Olympics team in Pyeongchang, Korea. And
South Korea.
Wikipedia only wrote Korea. South Korea.
No, did you not know it was in North Korea, actually? Did you not see Kim Jong-un's five-goal game against the communist Chinese hockey team? Did you not see that?
Oh, great. He's now coming after the podcast. Actually, he only said positive things.
I would just like to commend Scott Walker's resilience for getting out of North Korea.
Get it back on the rails, chap. Jesus Christ.
Oh,
Rick Dollywall was saying he got a text from somebody saying they saw Benning cleaning out his office, taking boxes to his car at 10 a.m. on Sunday morning. So this happened pretty quickly after you left Rogers Arena, Gita. And Travis Green, he was head coach since 2017, 2018. 133 wins, 147 losses. Bomber Nolan Baumgartner, the career Canucks veteran rookie, or is it rookie veteran? He was an assistant coach since 2017, 2018. And Benning, he's been here since May 21st, 2014. And John Weisbrod was here since 2014. He's been in the role since 2015. Nobody knows what he did.
No one knows.
But he did no good.
And it's past tense, baby. It ain't what he does, it's what he did.
And what he did, no one knows. But what he doing, who knows what he did doing. We gonna do this, though, and we gonna move forward with the do. Because he don't know what we gonna do, because we never know what he did. Don't do this.